Okay, so we are going to do a tropical update. It is 3:40 in the morning, 7/14/2025, and I figured I'd just come on and give a update on what's going on down there in the uh, Eastern Gulf, Western Atlantic. So let's hold on a second here. I'm going to try to be brief. Let me see if I can fix this. Is that better? No, that's not better. All right, let's hold on. About this. Um, no, no, no. About this? Right, that's fine. Okay. Never mind. All right, so we'll go right to the maps. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody enjoyed the live Saturday night, early Sunday morning. We did a good job. It was a great live. Gonna be going live again next week. True Crime Weekly. And I'm probably gonna start doing a little bit more on my other channel. This year, hopefully, when football season starts, I'm gonna try to get going on that um, sports channel there. I'm going to try to at least cover the scores of the games on Sunday. So right around 6 o'clock or so, 6 or 7 o'clock. By the time I wake up, have coffee and get my wits about me there. So I'll give you guys some more information on that. But that would be on the Danger Dave. Um, I'm going to try to get a better name than that for that channel. But for now, we're going to go on that one. I can always change that later. But anyways, let's get to the tropics. So let's share this screen here. Right now, let me put on some music here. Hold on a second here. Oh, people, private chat, media assets. Let's do some music. Can we do music? Um, let's try. Golden Blue. That's freaking cool, right? Tropical summer. Look at this. No, that's a little bubbles. No, Blue Lagoon. Nope. Did the Golden Sunset. Did I do the Golden Sunset already? No. This works. Very good. Okay. See what you can do. Background music, acoustic, lo-fi rock, night driving. Let's do bass. No, that's I'll try to get some better music than that for the background for this stuff here. Let's we'll lower this down a little bit. And I still have Heather's GoFundMe account scrolling across the bottom here too. So right. So let's see here. So we have the continuous United States here. This is the eastern coast here. We have this little area of disturbance down here. You guys can all remember Chantal kind of formed in here, and then it kind of went up like this, and then caused a lot of havoc in North Carolina, like I knew it was going to. But this system here is facing a lot of different problems out here in the Atlantic, and I'll show you that on the water vapor too. But you have right now going across the country, here's a high pressure coming off the East Coast here, which has been bringing in a tremendous amount of warm, wonderful weather here. But today's going to be a little different. There's going to be a front drop in here, so we might get some thunderstorms. Here comes another high pressure system though right after it. So right after this, break in the action here for the extreme heat here in New England, we're going to start getting some more of this wonderful heat here that's going to move in. But this high pressure dome here is going to cause this system to do kind of like a loop-de-loop here if anything happens. But this has been kind of persistent over the last couple of days, and they've been eyeing this system here, I would say from Alabama all the way up to Georgia, South Carolina here, but this whole area here. But they have an X on this now, so I'm assuming that this is going to get a little bit better organized once it passes over Florida here. It tries to set up a little bit into more favorable conditions over here in the Gulf. But right now it's nothing. It's just a big cluster of basically a low pressure system here that's been kind of persistent. There's high pressure off to the east of this, and it's kind of prohibiting this from going this way. You got a front dropping here, so this is going to try to go the least path of resistance here. It's going to try to, I think, come into the peninsula here of Florida here and cross over, and then we'll see what the storm tracks have it. But this is what it looks like right now, and I'll let's go here. Wonder if I can get that now. I might be able to get a visible. I don't think so. All right, so let's change this here. And Texas is still getting a lot of rain. I mean, it's been a really wet year for them. So that's because of all of these high pressure systems here that are basically blocking anything from moving out of the state of Texas. So Texas is going to be a very, very wet state this year. All right, so what I want to do here is we're going to go to the water vapor. The good news is the Atlantic is dead. I mean, the Atlantic is pretty much, right now, there's nothing really going on in the Atlantic. It's just, it's, for one thing, it's just way too cold in here for anything to really develop, and you're getting all of this shear here. So the Atlantic right now is very good. It's dead. So that's good news. So right now you see this upper level low here that's just swirling and swirling and swirling, and that's kind of drawing this system here to, it's going to try to take a lot of this moisture this way here. And you see this, another area of high pressure here. There's dry air underneath it, and you see this low pressure coming off the coast here. That's going to cause a lot of possible pop-up thunderstorms here today in New England, New York. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these get quite severe here today. Here's another low pressure here, way off. But here's that high pressure around it. So all of this dry air here. But if you look down in here, you can almost see some sort of a twist in this here. But once it crosses over, if this system here does, or if this kind of cluster breaks off into here, it's got to get into an area into the Gulf here where it's a little bit more favorable to develop. I'm not saying that this is going to be a major system here or not. It just, right now it looks very unfavorable for anything to happen here. But once it comes into this Gulf here, it's going to get into much warmer water. And there's not going to be a lot of shear here in this zone here, so it might get a little bit better organized, but we'll see. So two seconds here. I get one more thing. Let me get an infrared here. You think I can get it visible? You think it's possible? No. Yep, nothing. Maybe later today. I work nights, so it's going to be impossible for me to ever get. Let's try this here. You see right here, kind of down in this area here, you can almost start seeing some sort of a circulation down in here. It's not persistent, but and I think this is part of an upper level low here that's been kind of persistent in here the last couple of weeks. So this is telling me that this is anytime you have something like this going on over here in the tropics, it's you've got shear here, so it's not going that way. It's not going to go up into this area here because you got the front dropping here. So it's at least the path of resistance is going to be kind of east to west here. So I'm going to kind of drift here, but you can see some clusters here. It's going to get wet here in the next couple of days in Florida, and we haven't seen anything in a while on the east side of Florida here. So prepare for a wet weekend probably. And then over here in the Gulf, I've been watching this area too here, but there's really nothing. This has been an area of contention here though the last couple of years here, right in this Bay of Campeche here. It's have to keep an eye on that, but this high pressure here, and there's another ridge of low pressure here, so it's not gonna prohibit anything from coming up through the Gulf here. But all right, so let me get hold on 1 sec. I like to do recordings on these now so I don't bore everybody on the tropics. For those who want to watch, that's fine. On the recordings, I'm glad people watch it. Some people watch it anyways. But instead of breaking into the true crime stuff, I'm probably going to try to do it, this way instead. All right, so let me shut this off here. We're going to go to a different set of maps here. All right, so this is the entire country of the United States, except for Alaska's down here in Hawaii. You can see there's quite a bit going on. It's going to get wet here on the East Coast. But let me see if I can, hold on a second. All right, so I'm going to try this here. Okay, so this is the forecast, valid through 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Sunday, July 13, 2025 to 8 p.m. Monday. So it's about 24 hours here. Front's valid 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Sunday. So, so this is what's going on, what's been going on here. You have all of this high pressure here, and it's really building a lot of heat through the Midwest here. It's going to start drifting this to the east again. We're going to get some pretty heavy rainfall here in New England today. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these are a little bit severe, get wet. But this here, this high pressure here, we're going to go back. We're going to watch this here disappear. So let's this here, a 36-hour. So you're going to watch these. Okay, so here we go. This is 12 hours here. Front's weather type issued 06. So this is the time it was issued, Monday, July 14, 2025. Valid through Monday, 12 o'clock, July 14, 2025. So this is the fronts here. Let me see if I can get it. But this is the player here, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this high pressure here. You're going to notice that this is going to start disappearing here. Let's go to 24 hours here. See how this kind of scoots a little bit more here to the west. And this is our low here. Let's go 48. See how this kind of starts to move to the west a little bit here. And this is what's going to give this low pressure here a chance to get into the Gulf here. because it can't go north. There's a high pressure there. It's not going to be able to go out to the Bermuda High here. So it's going to have to kind of least path of resistance here, which is skirting through here. But we'll get some sort of a computer model to show us that in a second. But I just wanted to show people at high dome pressure here again in the northeast. It's going to get really hot here on when probably 90s again Tuesday and Wednesday, and it looks like there's going to be some more tough weather here in the Midwest, the West, whatever they call it, Montana. But this is, and it looks like Texas is going to dry out a little bit. This high pressure moving to the west here is really going to get a little more drier here in Texas, which is good because they don't need any more rain. So let's go back a little bit. I do want to do this here. Okay, so we have the upper Midwest. This is some of the temperatures here. 90. It's hot. It's a hot summer. It's very hot, and I'm very happy. Dew points. Whoops. So dew point. Wow. 11 p.m. These are pretty solid here. 2 p.m. It's still muggy, very, very muggy, very oppressive, even into the morning hours, 5 a.m. And you can see that down here, obviously, the more south you go, the more the humidity is going to go up. But let me go back here. I'm going to go to see if I can get southern here. Okay, so here's the south. So here we go. We got some dew points here. I mean, some temperatures here. 96 in Hattiesburg. Evergreen, 96, 97. This is a scorching hot here. 87, 89. Let's check out some dew points. 8 p.m. I did it again. So these are the dew points right here. 73. This is wicked oppressive here. 76. So this is starting to warm this water here. I want that. 5 a.m., 2 p.m. Did I do 2 a.m. yet? 72, 74, 76. These are oppressive. Let me give you in comparison to, say, the Northeast here. But it's hot everywhere right now. Even up here, New England, the dew points 69, 70. It's pretty oppressive here. Temperatures have cooled down quite a bit because of nighttime cool, but these are pretty impressive dew points even here in New England. So 11 p.m. we got 68, 68. It's pretty hot for up here. 67. So we're going to get, do you want to do a contrast? All right. So anyways, let's do this here. All right. So let's go. We're going to go to, all right. So this is what we're dealing with here. This is all by the National Hurricane Center here, Miami, Florida. So this is the area of interest here. And it doesn't look like much, but what it's, I don't know why that's not working. Right here. Okay. So this is a disturbance 1, 30% chance of cyclone formation in 7 days. So this is out 7 days. They always do like a 48 hours and a 7-day outlook. Trough of low pressure located offshore the Atlantic coast of northern Florida is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms across portions of Florida and the northwest of Bahamas and adjacent Atlantic waters. So basically Western Atlantic, Eastern Gulf. The system was forecast to move westward across Florida during the next day or so and into the northeastern Gulf by late Tuesday. Environmental conditions appear favorable enough to support some gradual development of the system while it moves westbound into the Gulf. So this is the problem with these systems here. We know the Atlantic. I mean, we don't know everything. There's still some things we don't know about the Atlantic. But as far as forecasting these storms, the Atlantic is pretty solid, right? We're pretty solid with computer models and stuff. But when you're talking about stuff that gets into the Gulf, that's when things start to go haywire, because nobody really knows the answer. And there's not really going to be a defined center of circulation here. So any forecast models right now are kind of like a guessing game. It's just basically, we'll get to that in a second. But so they got this down here at the bottom. Regardless of development, heavy rainfall could produce localized flash flooding over portions of Florida. So basically east to west Florida, north central Gulf Coast, and the middle part of the later portion next week. So right around, it's not going to have a long time to develop. That's the good news, because it has a small window of opportunity here before it gets torn apart by wind shear. So let's, this is going to basically say the same thing. 48 hours, 10%, so nothing within the next couple of hours, but it's going to get wet over Florida for sure. And then 7 days looking a little bit better. So let's get a forecast here, and then we'll go back to a couple of maps. I wonder if they might fly something into here if, obviously things develop any further than that. But let's get some surface temperatures here. So this is disturbing, right? See, I remember we were looking at the temperatures here in the southeastern part of the United States, and it's wicked hot. And you can see that now here. It's starting to warm these waters up here in the Gulf, and this is bad news for anything that starts to, develop here, because this is, pretty hot. This is, this is 86, 87 degrees in here probably. Water temperatures here, and I think this goes down, a good mile. This is pretty warm in here. So anything that comes from the eastern or western Atlantic here, and that travels over into this warmer water here, it's going to have some fuel to do this, because this is why these systems sometimes rapidly develop, sometimes why they rapidly develop is because of the warmer water. And this is definitely tropical here, tropical air, tropical moisture here. So, all right, so let's go. I guarantee you that's going to be an anomaly right now. Yeah, so it's 2 second here. So right in here, you're going to see 2. And it's going to cool down a little bit because of this high pressure that's in here, that's going counterclockwise. But over here, in the jet stream isn't all that, the jet stream, the Gulf Stream here is pretty cool. But look at the Atlantic. This is pretty cold for the Atlantic this time of the year. I can't believe this. This was not like this last year. I can guarantee you this was wicked hot in here. I should have done a, and I might do that next. All right, so let's get a forecast here and we'll see what's going on. Okay. Let's see if can I get today? Can I? Yes, this is awesome. So this is today. All right, so then we'll do the 7-day. This is basically the single model. This is the GFS here. And let's see what this says here. So this is 7-day kind of forecast from one single model to GFS. So, and this goes out 60 hours here. So This is a 60-hour forecast. So you see right in here, this is kind of pointing this towards basically the southern part of Georgia here. And then I think this is saying reforming over here into there it is, right there. So kind of being here, crossing over Florida, and then maybe coming into the Alabama shoreline here, somewhere in this area here. But let's go back a little bit. We'll get both models here. Okay, now don't forget, this is going to change because there's really no center of circulation. So these are just all basically down here anyways. This is all guesstimates here, buoys and stuff like this here. So this might change, but the initial thing is for this to go and cross over and maybe form here, these circles here. I believe a tropical storm. This is when this might become a tropical storm or depression here. So these circles here around these, see these little circles they put in the path here. I think that signifies the intensity here. So if you live anywhere east of Texas, right? If you live Louisiana, all the way up to western side of Florida here, I'd be on guard for this here because I don't think that this is going to be a major storm here, but it might be enough to produce quite a bit of rain. And anytime you got a lot of heat right now with soaking into the ground, a lot of water in a very short period of time can cause a lot of trouble. So this is the probability forecast here for the next 7 days. So we'll do that here. I'm going to try to put this on rock because I want to. So this isn't really showing anything yet here on the probability. But you definitely see something in here. And then it's going to try to jump over Florida here and get into a more favorable position here in the Gulf. So I wouldn't rule out something maybe coming across here, and depending on where this high pressure, if this moves to the west more or less, that's going to be a big player in what happens here. But if you look at the Atlantic right now, there's just nothing going on. This is typical though. The Atlantic doesn't usually start, picking up until, normally in a normal season, August, September. But unless a miracle happens out here, it's just way too cold out here. You got some waves that are trying to scoot off the coast here, but they're being ripped apart by the westerlies right now. So now look what's going on in Canada. Holy crap. All right, so I do want to go back one more time and then we'll get out of here. We'll go to let's do this here. All right, let's do the entire infrared here. a lot of this stuff could be Saharan dust too that's going on. So this is the entire side of the globe here. You have the United States here, you have South America here, you have Central America here. These are the islands here, and this is Africa here. So you see, this will start moving in a second, I hope. But you can already see some of the twist here. We got some storms popping up here in Florida. Jacksonville. To 12 hours, see if that changes anything. All right, so this is a 12-hour to stop that jumping like this here. So you see this system here, this low pressure swirling here, ridge of high pressure here. Here's your high pressure here in the Gulf. Right in here. This is strange here. This is a banding almost here. It's been a long time since we've seen anything like this here. It seems strange, like going west like this. All of last year was right in here, but you see it. Yeah, this. I don't want to say this looks ominous, but it looks pretty good right here. So we'll see what happens. It almost looks like there's a little bit of a spin there. You see that? Can't do that. Will they let me do that? No. Let me try another one. Hold on a second. So here's the winds. This is going to look really garbled to a lot of people, but here, this is the wind patterns and shapes. You see, yeah, low pressure here, obviously going counterclockwise, and high pressure here going the other way. And here's your high pressure here. Can I do that now, you think? No. Yes, I can. Where am I? Right here. Okay. See how this is just like a little area in here. This high pressure it's going to try to inch it more west here. This is going to along this wind pattern here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this become the problem here, but we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Yeah, this is I don't want to say this is unique, but this is very chilly out here for the Atlantic right now. I mean, if anything was to come off really south here and kind of skirt along here, but that never happens. They usually come off. This is the latitude they come off usually, and right now it's just everything's getting ripped apart. Okay, that's good. All right, so that's it for me. I'll try to do another update on this if I deem to be a little bit more. I'll try to do another one tomorrow morning when I come back. But like I said, if you live in Florida, expect a pretty, especially North Florida, pretty wet couple of days here. At least another wet day here today. And let me shut this music off. Like I said, we'll be back to true crime Saturday night, early Sunday morning. I do want to get back into the deeper case and do the rest of the True Crime Weekly stuff here. But don't forget, and I'm not rushing football season into existence here this year. I'm really enjoying this warm air this summer. It's been absolutely wonderful. Football is great, but it brings in cold air, and I don't want that right now. So, but I do want to start working on the sports side of things here. So I'll try to get some more information for you on that for the other channel. And I'm going to try to rename it too. So we'll see what happens. But let me play an outro and I'll get out of here. Hope everybody has a good day. I'll try to do another update uh, tomorrow morning if I come home soon enough. Other than that, everybody have a great day, and I'll play my outro and get out of here. Thank you, guys. One.